Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Gitsapalooza. Here we are today for another short-form battle report. Once again, the mighty forces of the Tengu are facing the slithering, backstabbing, fangy, slimy forces of Clan Ito. We're doing Ryodo, three area of control markers of friendly and neutral, and a unfriendly or enemy. Trying out, again, one of the boards for Adepticon, so we're going to see how it goes. We've got our new farm field, that's a new feature, and then some of the new grass objectives. These are just wooden 4-inch discs that I glued some Woodland Scenics grass to, the big long stuff. I cut it in half and then glued it down, and then added some leaves, which are actually just little seeds that look like maple leaves, to it, but they look pretty cool. Made some new kind of birch clusters. So this actually, most of this table is new. So we will be back in a moment to review the armies. And unlike the last one you might have just seen, this time Carl and I decided to try to come up with some pretty nasty armies, where last time was just kind of goofing off. So we'll see how we did. Here we are with the Clan Ito 50 Rice Army, and Carl's going to walk us through it. Carl, why don't you start us off? What do we got?
This is Yatsumata, really big snake. Kenzo Ito, he's a samurai half snake. Kyo, he's kind of a good defense guy. This is Saburo, he's just kind of a Loki samurai. Satsuki, she's a psyker. This is just the child of Orochi. It's like a backup psyker, and then 3 snakes. 3
snakes, and most of this, a lot of this is newly painted. So the 3 snakes are newly painted. Child of Orochi is not that long ago. And then this gal you just finished painting.
Yeah.
And then the snake guy right here.
Kenzo's pretty new.
Kenzo's pretty new too. So nicely, very colorful, beautiful army. Fun to play against. All right, thank you, Carl. Here we are with the forces of the Tengu. I try to pick a nasty list, but this is different from any nasty list I've picked in the past, so it may not be a nasty list, it may be a pushover. But I kind of like the interplay. So we'll see how it works. A bunch of Midland Point models, almost the entire army. There with 6, 7, 8, and there's 1 9, and obviously one little 4-point. So we start out with Katenbo. He's one of my baby samurai. He's just really solid combat model. And then, of course, we have Torobo, who hands out stuns and is an archer and can fight in combat, and is a good Vim because of some of his special abilities. So he's, and again, a very versatile, kind of fun model. Best 6-point model in my entire faction. Zenkibo just really does amazing stuff considering his point value. Even though you look at his stats and go, ah! But on the table, he's just been terrific. Ryohobo, who is my favorite Shisai. He heals and cleanses and moves ki around and is very good at it. And he also has 3 attack dice. And then for my Psyker support, mainly, is Sanja Kubo, who is a Shugenja. And he is light-footed, can run around and shoot his little magic missile. And then, of course, we've got Hirobo, who is another Shugenja that is light-footed and can run around, shoot magic missile. They both have other key abilities that are interesting. And then finally, I have Kami of the Strong West Wind. I cannot use my favorite Wind Watchers theme with this army, however, because of these 2 guys. They need 3 attack dice, and they only have 2. But even with that, I think it's going to be fun to play and interesting. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we're at the end of deployment. Carl actually won the tactical role, but decided to deploy first. So let's go take a look at the Ito. So we've got one of the Shisai and the Child of Orochi over here by this objective. We've got a big combat group. We've got the big snake and a couple of snakes and a Shisai there. And lastly, we've got another scary Shisai and the last of the big snakes and another small snake, all in support. So he's kind of set himself out. He's got basically a group focused on each of the 3 objectives. I've done something not too dissimilar, but not really. So basically, I'll tell you now, since it's not going to be a surprise, or spoiling any surprise, my models are spaced out based on the shenanigans I want to pull in the first turn involving movement and things of that nature. So you can see I've got 2 of my fighters and the air kami there, and I've got Ryodo there. He's got the ability to cast a pulse that allows flying models to be placed within the 6-inch pulse, which is this whole group here. And then he needs an extra key, so he's going to be moving key around, which is why Ryodo's there. And then lastly, Ryodo has Scout, so he was able to deploy forward, and he's also pretty good on his own, just kind of popping around and bipping and bopping and disappearing. So anyway, that's basically why I've set up the way I have. Pardon the camera not focusing. There we are. So we will be back at the end of turn 1. Carl, do you want to why don't we make our roll on camera?
We already did our roll.
Tactical roll.
We already did our roll.
Not for deployment.
Oh,
that was
different?
deployment.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it's different. All right. God, college kids. All right, here we go.
What'd I roll?
You rolled a 4, I rolled a 2, so Ito gets to go first, or make me go first, whatever they prefer. What do you want, Carl?
Oh boy. Let's see you go first.
All right, I'm gonna go first. We'll see you then. Hello everyone, here we are at the end of turn 1. Both sides move forward pretty aggressively. The Tengu, due to lots of movement shenanigans on my part, however, have grabbed all 3 objectives. So you can see I've got my 2 fighters going against 2 Shisai and the child of Orochi over here. There's a big scrum developing with all of my Senjus, anyway, all my psychers and his big scary snake. This is probably not going to be a good combat for me. But at the moment, I have that. And then over here, I am once again severely outclassed and outnumbered, but I hold the objective. So at the moment, things are looking good for me. I'm up 6 scenario points to none. However, turn 2 is going to see me probably get my rear end handed to me. So, however, I have a sneaky deaky plan, so we'll see if it works. That's it. We'll see you at the end of the next turn. Here we are at the end of turn 2. Things have thinned out a little bit. There have been some casualties. Let's see, the big snake has been taking its toll. My air kami got killed by the big snake.
Actually killed by the little snake.
Oh, got killed by the little snakes, you're right. And then Ryodo got ganged up on by everybody, but ended up getting killed by the big snake. So I lost the center. And I had purposefully pulled back from this side. So right now he's got this 3-point objective with a 1-point snake. And he's got the 2-point objective with a 1-point snake. The serpent guy charged my healer, Ryodo, who is still in perfect condition, but won't be for very long. Because he's just going to die horribly. And then the big snake is coming over to my 2 Shugenja archer magic user guys who are going to die horribly. I did kill the Child of Rochi, and I did kill Saburo over here. But now I'm tied up with this gal when I really need to be taking these 2 fighters and going after the big snake. So we'll see how it all goes. But at the moment, at least for turn 2, I am way ahead. I was ahead 9 points to 3, 4, 5. So I got the victory point. That's the purple point. So now we're on to turn 3, and we'll see how things go. Carl, how you feeling about your chances here? What's it look like?
I don't know. My dice can betray me and they do betray me very often.
All right, well, we'll see. Hopefully that'll be the case. We'll see you guys in a bit. Here we are at the end of turn 3, and the worm is starting to turn. As you can clearly see, the Ito clan completely own these 2 objectives, and they're smashing me in the corner. We are even on activations because he's got those 3 serpents, 1-point snakes that all activate simultaneously. So we are still 4 and 4. However, things are looking very one-sided at this point. I still have my two of my fighters, but he's got the snake. He's got the other snake guy coming in, and I don't think I stand a chance. But we're gonna keep pounding away at it. At the moment, he's got 5 scenario points. I have 3, and I still have the only victory point. We will see how that stands at the end of turn 4. See if I have anybody left on the table. Welcome, ladies and germs. Here we are at the end of turn 4. As you can see, that I am losing the battle of attrition. Stupid 1-point snakes are holding 5 points worth of area control objectives. The battle here, I lost my last psyker who was holding this objective for me, and he died to being poisoned to death by a combination of the Snake Man and the Cobra. So now we have these 2 battles, basically, Katenbo versus, what's the snake guy's name? Akenzo. So Katenbo versus Kenzo, anyway. And then Zenkibo versus the blue dude. But it's all kind of for naught because these stupid 1-point snakes are holding all the objectives. So I guess that's the way it goes. Anyway, so Carl had 6 scenario points to my 3 for that segment. So he scored a victory point. That's that other purple die on the left. So we are tied, technically, in turn 4, 1 point to 1 point. So let's see, who knows, maybe I get some amazing luck and kill some of these figures, and then I can try to even things up. Here we are at the end of turn 5. Things are getting, still pretty bad for me, but at least they're getting interesting. Zenkibo over here did what he usually does, which is pulls a rabbit out of his hat and one-shotted Kyo. And then the snake guy made a successful sidestep defense and got out of Zenkibo, or out of Katenbo's melee.
But then Katembo got blinded by the stupid cobra, so we had to stagger over and polish off the cobra. So the blind marker will be picked up here at the end of the turn. So here we are yet again. Carl's Ito clan holds the enemy objective and the neutral objective for 5 points, and I hold my enemy objective for 3 points. So at the moment, we are tied 1 victory point each, and Carl is up by 2 scenario points. So this is turn 6, the end of the game. We'll see if a miracle can happen and I can pull this out, or if I go down in flames. All right, here we are at the end of turn 6, where the Ito clan has successfully defended this farm. They can harvest its resources to support their own efforts. I was down by 2, and there was just no way I could get up on those extra 2 points with the Constrictor holding his 3-point objective, and it didn't matter what I did here. I couldn't get up. Because I couldn't take out both of these and still hold this. But in the end, even though Zenkibo died of poison at the very end of turn 6, he did put a pretty good wampin on the big red snake guy. So it was a noble effort on Zenkibo's part. Once again, he way outperforms his point value. Congratulations, Carl. That was a well-earned victory. It's been a while, so you did very well. I don't pull back at all when I play you, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course, he's hiding, so I can't, do the handshake thing. So tell me, first of all, what did you think about the game?
It was a team effort. We really got out there and won, scored points, put them on the board. It was a good game. Well balanced. The table worked out really well. I think the terrain was evenly distributed. I really didn't know when I was going to win and when I was going to lose. I had some good rolls, had some bad rolls, and in the end, the snakes, I think, were the deciding factor. So, pretty good game.
Yeah, the snakes are really cool. The little 1-point models are an exciting addition to Bushido. I've got, and those of you may not know, for this last Christmas, Carl got me this really cool Pirates of the Caribbean themed young pirates army that I'm going to be doting on once I get my alphas list painted up, which will happen very quickly here once I get the last couple of figures. And they get crabs. That's the next release, little 1-point crabs, so there should be a lot of fun. I've seen what Carl's done with his snakes, and they're really useful. So that's it. Thank you, folks, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll see you next time on Gitsapalooza.